I absolutely love discovering the best wines in the world under $15. A wine doesn't have to be expensive, rich, exclusive to be a great wine. The single most important thing about a wine is its character. There are so many steps that need to be closely adhered to in the vineyard and in the winery to ensure that our wines will evolve and be rich in character. That's what we're going to unpack today. And as we do, we'll learn some important life parallels. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining me today for another episode in my life series. In this episode, we'll not only look at a wine's character, we'll also see the correlation between that and our character. We'll check out the simple yet difficult things that need to be closely adhered to for character to evolve, to be realized. If this somehow resonates with you, I'd appreciate you letting me know in the comments below, or subscribe. You know, the subscription is free. Oh, also, ring the little bell, and best of all, if this was helpful, share it with a friend. So, in the vineyard, everyone who owns a vineyard basically does the same thing. You plant the vine, you prune them, you grow the grapes, more pruning, more growth, then comes the harvest, the crush, fermentation, aging, bottling, and then out into the marketplace. Now, you can mass market the grapes, the wine, and be like all the other producers. You know, run with the crowd, or you can be deliberately and decidedly make a choice. You can create a wine with character. In both the vineyard and winery, you decide to do the little things a little differently to make a unique wine. You know, things like, how do you choose to train the vines? What time of day do you decide to harvest the grapes? The decision on how long you ferment and also age the wine. All those little decisions will determine the character of the wine. It makes no difference what color or kind of grape you're dealing with. It makes no difference the price you decide on for your wine. You know, as you know, I love the best wines in the world under $15. A wine doesn't have to be expensive, rich, exclusive to be a great wine. Black grapes, white grapes, training, timing, rich, poor, character. When it comes to you and me, character is largely a matter of choice. Who you are today in many ways is a result of what you've done in the past. You know, as we think about the importance of our choices, I like to use what I call the ABCs of character. Let's take a quick look at those. A for Aristotle, B for Bible, C for Confucius. Over several millennia, we have had individuals and groups, and even God, exhorting and encouraging us to live by a higher standard, to develop character and virtue. As you can see here, I'm showing Aristotle's 12 virtues. I'm a grassroots sort of guy, so I'm looking at his list without looking at our political leaders or anyone else. I'm looking at the man in the mirror, and I have to ask myself, how am I doing? Who am I? Who have I become? As I make decisions, choices, I'm going to be either a part of the mass market or make those simple but difficult decisions to develop a rich character. Like with Aristotle, the Bible has 9 basic virtues. Now, interestingly, I like the word gentleness. It's not that I am, but I like the definition. Do you see the word meek in the definition? As I looked closer at meek, the origin of meek is from the Greek and means strength under control. That's nothing like what we think of it today. It refers to an ancient Greek war horse, which was trained to be under control while it was in the heat of battle. Wow. How am I doing with that? With gentleness, meekness, being under control when I'm in the midst of battle, conflict, a strained relationship, or for that matter, the entire list. You know, these lists have a whole lot less to do with what we're doing or what we're striving for, and a whole lot more to what or who we're becoming. We also have the renowned philosopher and politician Confucius. Well, there is so much that can be said for and about him. Very simply, if we looked at these 5 principles, they're a pathway to a deeper, richer character. So we ask ourselves, is being a person with a deep, rich character a worthy life? You know, isn't it funny how people argue about which of these 3 ways may be the best way to live life? I find it equally amusing that we as a nation have learned how to argue about some of the most mundane and ridiculous things. Have you noticed how some of our leaders 6 months or a year or even 3 to 5 years ago were passionately arguing and debating a particular point of view, and now they're arguing the opposite position, the opposite point of view, policy, issue, and position they were against previously with the same passion? Go figure. Now, whether they're relational, philosophical, political, or you name it, it's easy to get caught in unproductive debates. May I make a suggestion? Don't. Don't get caught in unproductive debates. Now, bear with me on this for just a second. What this episode is all about is I'd like us to put aside, even if it's for a moment, the real, the trash and messiness of life, and start living the ideal. In the good book, this guy Paul says to his buddy Titus, you're not to be overbearing. Don't be quick-tempered. Don't go getting drunk or violent or pursuing dishonest gains. Get your head in the game. Now, this other guy, Peter, says, you spend enough time in the past doing what everybody else chooses to do. I want you to know, if you're going to live a life of deeper, richer character, your friends will think it's strange, and that you're strange, that you don't continue to say, think, or do all the stuff you used to. They'll even verbally ostracize, belittle, and abuse you. That's some pretty strong and insightful stuff coming from both Paul and Peter. Both in the vineyard and in our lives, character is developed by what we think. Those small decisions and what we do. We have a tendency to commiserate over and even a pity party in the real, and don't walk with each other, encourage each other into the ideal. Do we have, as Aristotle might say, the courage, or the Bible, forbearance and meekness, or Confucius, knowledge, wisdom, and honesty to belly up to the bar and do what's right? Not just strive for deeper character, but be a person of deeper, richer character. I've lived in the real way too long, and you probably have too. Together, let's encourage one another towards the ideal. Now, here's the real question. Is being a person with a deep, richer character, virtuous life, a worthy life? Well, there you have it. How wine and even you and me can develop a unique, richer character. Hey Posse, thanks so much for investing the time to watch this video. I trust it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And please consider hitting subscribe. Also, click here to check out our new online shop. We have a great lineup of wine-related items that will help you get the most out of your wine experience. Oh, and be sure to check out these other videos. Until next time, cheers.